In a year that has felt very abnormal, something has happened that is very normal. The Los Angeles Lakers are going to the NBA Finals. For the first time in 10 years, the Los Angeles Lakers are the Western Conference champions. And they do it by defeating the Denver Nuggets here as the confetti pours onto the floor out there in Orlando. LeBron James has returned to the finals after a one-year hiatus, which was a very, very, very big hiatus for him. Well, let me just pull that. Okay, great. So they did it. The Los Angeles Lakers pulled it off. And looking back at this, looking at this whole thing, this big picture, this was, first of all, on this game here tonight, the Lakers did exactly what they needed to do. They did exactly, because this was not a situation, as we all know, this is not a situation where you can just, you cannot give this Denver Nuggets team any extra, room. You cannot give them any extra chances here. So this was so important for the Lakers to get this win tonight, and they pulled it off. What's up, Niso? It was so important for the Lakers to get this victory tonight, and that is exactly what they did here. What's up? They had to do it, and they did it tonight here. So a credit to, first and foremost, LeBron James, who went nuclear in the fourth quarter. It was, I can't say vintage LeBron because he's been doing this for so long, and we all know what he's been capable of doing. But and he's still near the top of his game. But that was like something out of 07, 08, 09 LeBron. That was the best version of LeBron. I feel like that was spectacular what he was able to do there in the fourth quarter, really taking over this game and giving the Lakers that last oomph to get this victory here. It's on Anthony Davis, who had a very good game as well. Anthony Davis, 25 points. It was 29 from LeBron, 25 from Anthony Davis. It's amazing to think where this team was last year, where last year it looked like this team was falling apart. It looked like, LeBron, we were wondering, did LeBron really want to be there? We were wondering, did LeBron really want to be there? What was happening, all the drama with Magic? I mean, think about that. That Magic Johnson thing was a year and a half ago already. Magic resigns. The whole thing's a disaster. And we're all thinking, oh my gosh, I'm a Lakers fan, not John, but I'm still happy. Oh, good for you, man. But we were wondering, all that crazy stuff happened, and we were wondering what is happening here with the Lakers. The Buss family thing looked like a complete disaster. It looked awful. The Anthony Davis trade saved everything. The Lakers went from a joke to the toast of the league in matter of just moments. They were a joke before Anthony Davis came, and then he came, and the Lakers became a very dominant team. They had their struggles. They lost to the Clippers a lot. That ended up not mattering because they didn't have to end up facing the Clippers. And with 38 from LeBron, 27 from Anthony Davis tonight, those guys were able to be the two best players in this team led the way. You also had 11 from Caruso, 11 from Danny Green, who's back in the playoffs. Dwight Howard is back in the NBA Finals. Hats off to the Nuggets. What a playoff run they had. They were my favorite team this whole playoffs. And shout out to the Nuggets, and we'll get to them for just a second here. But just a remarkable job by Frank Vogel, by the Buss family, by everybody on this Lakers organization, that they pulled this off. That in such a weird... To Rob Pelinka, who I wanted out of there last year. Credit to them. They built this great team, and now they're going to be playing in the finals. So all credit to them here. And we're going to see the trophy presentation here in just a second. I don't know how much of the trophy presentation we'll be able to show because I have to talk over it because I don't think the NBA is going to allow me to... I don't even know. Now, right now, YouTube is saying this is not illegal. Hopefully that stays that way because right now, technically, I don't think I'm doing anything illegal. And if YouTube tells me I'm doing something illegal, then I will correct the problem. But what happened here tonight, what happened here with this Lakers team was just, and this entire season, was just terrific. This team played so well all year long. A couple bad spots, but when the bubble stopped, when the bubble started, they got right into this series. They rolled through the playoffs here. They beat the Blazers after the Blazers beat them in Game 1. They end up winning in 5. And here's the trophy presentation right behind me here. They lose to the Nuggets, or they lose Game 1 to the, who was that? The Rockets. And then they win. And then they win those 4 against Houston. And then here in Denver, and the biggest turning point of the series, game 2, Lakers up 1-0. Denver with a chance to tie the series 1-1. Anthony Davis makes the huge 3 to win the game and pull it off. And the Lakers tie Denver, and the Lakers beat Denver in that series, and now they move up 2-0. And it was. Skip Bayless is probably crying. No one cares. No one cares that Skip Bayless is probably crying. And there it is, right there, in this incredibly awkward trophy presentation ceremony, a social distance trophy presentation ceremony. I hate this, but whatever. Why do these reporters need to wear a mask? They have been these reporters have been you're in the bubble this whole time. I don't know why they need to wear a mask. But they pulled it off, and so are they even going to be allowed to touch the trophy? It's so weird. But credit to the Los Angeles Lakers team. They did their job here. What's up, David? Good to see you. Credit to the Los Angeles Lakers team. They pulled it out. They did everything they needed to do. And they're champions here. And again, that Anthony Davis shot was so huge. Frank Vogel has to go to a mic. Oh, gosh. Why? Why? This ceremony is so awkward. As for the Denver Nuggets, this was a great playoffs for them. They did everything they had to do. They played terrific for a majority of it. Obviously, beating Utah, beating the Clippers, winning 2 out of 3 there was so important. And the fact that they beat Utah, they beat Clippers, coming back down from 3-1 twice was amazing. And then to win all those games, their 6 straight elimination games was amazing. Couldn't beat the Lakers here, but you know what? The Lakers are the best team. All right, Frank Vogel is talking right now. Congrats to the Lakers on closing out the series over the Denver Nuggets in Game 5 tonight. And Frank Vogel talking about how happy he is that the Lakers did this, how happy he is for LeBron. Are they going to be allowed to touch the trophy? Are they even allowed to touch the trophy? The trophy is just, okay, what's going on right now, if you guys aren't watching, the trophy is just standing there in the middle, and everybody else is, like, around it. Is anyone allowed to touch it? You're in a bubble. No one's getting COVID. All right, Anthony Davis is talking. You going to be streaming tomorrow? Yes. Good for them. Good for this team. Good for this Lakers team that they were able to pull this out. And good for Anthony Davis. Long time in the NBA. Always been a dominant player. New Orleans never really worked out. And now he goes to the Lakers. And he's going to the finals. So credit to him. Good for them. As far as, and obviously, this is a great tribute to Kobe Bryant. This entire playoffs, this entire series, and this whole run has been a great, wonderful tribute to Kobe Bryant. And now they got one more. They have one more series, 4 more wins to win it for Kobe. Will they take on Miami? Will they take on their arch nemesis, Boston Celtics? Who knows? All right, and now Rob Pelinka is going to be speaking here. Rob Pelinka, by the way, in just a normal shirt, no T-shirt. Oh, they're in a bubble. There's no need to do this. Man, what a job. What is Pelinka saying? I wanted Rob Pelinka out last year. I wanted Rob Pelinka gone. And credit to him for being able to pull it off. And then here's LeBron. All right, here's LeBron speaking. We're gonna be quiet here for LeBron. Credit to LeBron, man. Credit to him. And credit to them. They should enjoy it tonight. This Lakers team again was done last year. They were. It looked like a disaster, but they found a way. They found a way, and thank you, Anthony Davis. 4 more wins for the Lakers. No one's going to grab the trophy. No one's grabbing does the trophy have COVID on it? All right, so that is the trophy celebration there. If you came just for that, I apologize if you were shortchanged on that. But again, we don't want any copyright strikes here, so we have to work around that. If you do want to keep talking about basketball, if you want to talk about the Lakers, I'm assuming a lot of you are Laker fans out there. If you want to keep talking about the Lakers, this is the perfect place to do it. Ask me about whatever the heck you want. We'll go through here. I am wondering, and I'll remove the text thing I'll remove the text from the screen. No one touched the. That was the thing that stood out to me. No one touched the trophy. No one touched it. Okay, is that what's gonna happen? When next week we have the NBA championship trophy out there, is no one gonna touch it? Is it just gonna stand there? And it's just like come on, guys. Because I want moments like this. I want moments like LeBron kissing the trophy. But this was terrific tonight for this Lakers team, for this entire organization. So happy for them and happy for the Lakers fans who F to pay respects to this awful live stream. But man, all credit to this Lakers team. All credit to them. Shout out to Denver for being so good all season long. And fighting through and getting here to the playoffs. And getting to the Western Conference Finals, beating the Jazz, beating the Clippers, coming back from 3-1, and they almost did it tonight. They almost, in the third quarter, I thought the Nuggets were going to pull this off, but they didn't. And unbelievably, the Lakers hold on, thanks to a dominant performance from LeBron James, and the Lakers are now moving on to the NBA Finals for the first time in 10 years. Now we get to see who they take on, Celtics. I think the Lakers have earned the right to be the favorite. Okay, now LeBron and Anthony Davis are holding the trophy. Okay, great. So you can touch the trophy. I just don't know why they didn't do it then. But for LeBron, for Anthony Davis, for this Lakers team, now there's another goal. There's one more goal, and it is to win that NBA championship, and which will be the 17th in NBA history. NBA 17th in franchise history for the Los Angeles Lakers if they can pull it off here. But yeah, they deserve to be the favorite. They are the best team. They have the two best players remaining here in the bubble, and now it's up to them to see what happens. Can they finish the deal here? Can they finish it off? It'll be tough to see. And look, I know this hurts for Denver, and for Denver this should hurt. But there is only good things I feel like I had for the Denver Nuggets in the future. I feel like Jamal Murray had his superstar coming out party here. Jokic was great, like a lot, and this Nuggets team showed that they are a team of fighters, that they were tough all year long, and especially here in the last two series. And this doesn't disappoint me here. Do you think the Lakers will win it all? Right now, do I think the Lakers will win it all? They're the best team. I think they should. I think they should win it all. I think they will. I can't guarantee it because you can't guarantee anything here. You can't guarantee anything right now in the NBA. And you can't guarantee anything in 2020. But if I had a bet, I would say the Lakers would probably win it all over Miami and Boston. I just think that they are more talented here. Now, it depends on, what happens with Kuzma, who had a rough night for most of it. Do their bench guys, do their supporting cast. I think LeBron and AD will show up. As long as those guys are happy. Happy birthday, Gene, 17th championship. Parade on Kobe Bryant Boulevard. I'm wondering here, if the Lakers win the title, there's obviously not going to be a parade. Are fans going to come out of this? If the Lakers win the title, are the fans going to come out onto the streets and party with their mask on? I would assume that would happen here because I don't think there's any rule against that. Maybe it's because they know they have more work to do with the Larry O'Brien trophy. No, maybe they do, but every Western Conference or Eastern Conference champion, I've seen them hold the trophy. I just think it was just sitting there and no one touched it until afterwards, until they had group pictures. But I was just wondering, you guys can hold the trophy. It's fine. I guess we'll be seeing that either tomorrow or Monday when the Heat or Celtics clinch it. Again, the Lakers deserve to be the favorites here. It depends on. The big question here is how does the supporting cast do? How does the supporting cast? How does Kuzma, Rondo, Dwight? How do all those guys? KCP, Caruso. How do all those guys? How are all those guys in the finals here? How are all they in big moments? But for now, don't worry about that. Focus on this because this has been an awful decade for the Lakers, and we've talked about it. How ever since 2010, how this organization just went down with Phil leaving, losing the Mavericks series, the Thunder series, the Metal World Peace elbow. Dwight Howard and Steve Nash come in. It's a disaster. I hope there's no parade. LA has a lot of cases. I don't want a parade, but I still think the fans are going to go out. I still think if the Lakers win the title, I think the fans are going to go out. I mean, in Florida, obviously they're going to do it because they've opened up everything. But I am wondering, so Dwight and Nash come in. It's a disaster. Jerry Buss dies. Jim Buss takes over. He's a disaster. And then, Dwight leaves. Kobe tears his Achilles. And the Lakers are just a joke. And then they go through this awful period of just irrelevancy. No big stars except for Kobe, who's on his last legs. Kobe retires. Lakers try to get all these draft picks. LeBron finally comes in. That's a disaster for 1 year. Then Anthony Davis comes in. This whole season starts off well. Kobe dies, a horrific incident, and his daughter and I think 9 or 10 others. Apologies if I don't have the number in front of me, but there was just so much tragedy, or so much bad things that happened to the Lakers over this decade. It's been a long road to get to this moment, to get to this spot, to where the Lakers are now competing for an NBA title in the NBA Finals. It's been a long road to get there, and if you're the Lakers, credit to you by the fact that you made it, that you got this far. Credit to you that you fought all this way, and you got this far. And now it's time to see. And I'm trying to think here. If the Celtics come back here, then we have a rematch of the 2010 Finals, and it'll be the first time that both teams have been in the Finals since 2010. If the Heat win, it'll be the first time in 2014. Oh, by the way, Chuck was right. Chuck said the Lakers were going to win in 5, and he was right. It's the first guarantee that Charles Barkley has gotten right this entire playoffs. Congrats to Charles Barkley on finally getting his guarantee correctly here. Do you guys have any comments here? Do you guys have any questions? Because I'm here. There's 30 people right now in the chat, and I'm really interested in hearing from you guys. Again, I'm assuming a lot of you are Lakers fans here. If you have something to say, please say it. Don't hold back. I want to hear from you guys. And you guys seem somewhat interested, so again, please just tell me what you want here. Trying to think if there's something. Oh, and yeah, in terms of Denver tonight, like, I'm not going to kill him, but it was not a good night for Jokic. Was fine tonight. I thought Murray was disappointing. I expected a better night from Murray, and he really didn't. So it was 20 from Grant, 20 from Jokic, and 19 from Murray, 13 from Millsap. It's just not enough. Please show TV screen. I can't do it, and the reason why is because of copyright. I should put it back on screen. I should put this back on screen. I can't show too much of the screen. Okay, you can read that. I can't show too much of the screen because of potential copyright. So yeah. I showed enough of the screen. I tried to show enough of the screen, but I'm worried about I'm worried about somebody calling it a copyright strike, which is not a copyright strike, because I'm pretty sure this is fair use. But you know, I'm always worried about that. So okay, so that's okay. All right, thank you, over here. But man, like, and it's not like if I told you back last July. First of all, if I had told you about last July what would have happened a year ago, I would have told you so many other things. But eventually, I would have gotten to, the Lakers were made to the NBA Finals. You wouldn't have been shocked. I mean, you know, this was one of the favorites all year, but it's good to see them. How are you today? I'm doing well, Sieran. Having a good time, enjoying this, enjoying the world as much as I can, and enjoying the Lakers. I'm not a Lakers fan, but I am a LeBron fan. Again, can't show the screen because I can't show too much of the screen because of potential copyright. And the trophy ceremony already happened. You guys can rewind, go back like 10, 15 minutes. I talk over the whole trophy ceremony, but that does happen. So, but yeah, so that happens. But yeah, for the Lakers, I'm trying to think here. What was I going to say? But the Lakers, it was not a whole total shock if I told you at the beginning of the year the Lakers would have won the title or gotten to the NBA Finals. But it is nice to see them do it. It is nice. I was wondering when the Nuggets were making that big comeback. First of all, when the Nuggets were making their big comeback in the third quarter, I was immediately convinced the Nuggets were winning the series. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's happening again. The Nuggets are winning the series. Then I asked myself, when was it the last time that we didn't have a top 5 player in the NBA Finals? Because, you know, with all due respect to Jokic and Murray and Jimmy Butler, I don't feel like those guys are top 5 players. We were on the verge of having no top 5 players in the NBA Finals for the first time in forever. So I did some research on that, but I ended up being, I didn't really end up mattering because there's no need for it. But I was wondering now, like, I was curious if Denver was going to be able to pull it off, but they didn't. And look, I'm not going to sit there and criticize Denver. They just ran to a better team. They ran to a better team. 2 top 5 players on the Lakers. Exactly. LeBron and Anthony Davis are 2 top 5 players. If you guys want an unofficial ranking, 2K has Anthony Davis at 6 behind Kevin Durant. So yeah, LeBron's number 1. Tied for 5th though is KD, Anthony Davis, and Steph Curry. So yeah, two definitely top 10 players, and maybe even top 5. Backs, yes. So good for the Lakers that they were able to get that done there. But yeah, for Denver, I'm not going to criticize Denver here. I'm not going to nitpick. They ran to a better team. The Lakers just have that ability to. The Lakers are a great defensive team, and they're able to in certain instances shut down top scorers. They were able to do it against Lillard. They were able to do it against Harden and Westbrook, and they're able to do it here with Jamal Murray and Jokic. And now, I mean, if you sit there and wonder how are they going to stop Tyler Hero, they're just probably going to be able to do it or Jimmy Butler just because they're the Lakers and they're a really good defensive team and they match up well against other offenses. And also for Frank Vogel, considering I thought when Jason Kidd got hired as the assistant coach, I'm like, Frank Vogel is a dead man walking. He's going to get fired soon. Credit to him. Credit to all this. So there was a lot of reasons why this may have not been able to work. And Dwight Howard is in the NBA Finals for the first time in 11 years. That is nuts. Dwight Howard, who knocked LeBron out of the Eastern Conference Finals in 2009 and was the reason why the Lakers why we didn't get a LeBron-Kobe NBA Finals in 2009. Because of that, because of all that, we have now Dwight Howard and LeBron are on the same team. By the way, LeBron James, 30, 15, and 10 in a playoff series closeout game. He's the third player to do it. He joins the Big O and James Worthy. James Worthy did it in the 98 NBA Finals? No. He did it in 88. He did it in 88. That graphic's wrong. But James Worthy and Oscar Robertson, the only two guys ever to score, and LeBron, the only three guys to score 30, 15, and 10 in a closeout series game. LeBron tonight was fantastic. You excited for football tomorrow? Of course. Why would I not be excited for football tomorrow? It is going to be terrific tomorrow with some of the games going on. And by the way, if the Heat and Celtics win, we will have a live reaction to that. So the last time the Lakers, if the Heat beat the Celtics, so the last time the Lakers were in the NBA Finals was 2010 when the Lakers beat the Celtics, right? Yep. Totally accurate. And again, it had been an awful decade. It had been an awful, awful decade heading into that. But they figured it out. They figured out whatever the problem was. They figured it out, and they got through. So here we are, Lakers in the NBA Finals. I'm trying to think of any other topics here to point out. Maybe I'll leave you with a couple stats here before we get going. I mean, yeah, one big story. LeBron does it. LeBron comes up big. LeBron is 38 and 10 in closeout games. That is the best record by a playoff in NBA postseason history. LeBron is the first player to reach the finals with 5 different head coaches. LeBron is the fourth player to reach the finals. LeBron is the fourth player to reach the finals at least 10 times. Bill Russell, Sam Jones, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That is amazing. The King in year 17 is still killing it. He's still killing it in year 17. He's still pulling it out. And that is just remarkable. I guess you can say Jordan around year 17, but yeah, that's the only other comparison was Jordan. Guy in year 17 with all the miles this guy puts on his body. And the fact that here he is in the final titles game. LeBron James is now on the verge of becoming one of the very few, probably the first ever superstar to win a title on 3 different teams. Imagine if everything was normal and there was no COVID. Fans would be wild with the Lakers. Oh, of course. Like the Staples Centers right now. I don't know if this game would be in the Staples Center. It would be game 5. So I think it would be in the Staples Center, but it might be in Denver. I'm not sure. But yeah, fans would be going crazy right now in the Staples Center. But the world is not normal. Has not been normal for a while, and it probably never will be normal again. But you just have to take it for what it is right now. And the Lakers fans, I'm sure, are going to enjoy. Who do you think will win the Chiefs-Ravens game? I have the Ravens. I think they're just a little bit better. I think the Chiefs' run defense is not great, so I think Baltimore will take advantage of that. And this will also be the final time we see Ernie, Kenny, Shaq, and Charles this year, which is we've been seeing them for a year, so it's amazing to think about that. But all credit to the Lakers here. An amazing job by them. By the way, right now it is 11:50 to go in the second overtime between Dallas and Tampa Bay. I should probably turn on that game later. I should probably turn on Dallas and Tampa Bay because I'm like, oh my gosh, like something crazy is going on there. Like we may have a Stanley Cup winning. We may have a series winning goal in the Stanley Cup. So maybe after this I'll turn that on. I don't know, but amazing. LeBron James on the verge of becoming the first superstar to win a title on 3 different teams. Did it with the Cavs. Did it with the Heat, and now he's on the verge of doing it here with the Lakers, but he's got to win 4 more games. Obviously, whoever he takes on, whether it's Boston or Miami, I think both series are interesting because if he takes on Miami, it's a team he won 2 titles with. If he takes on Boston, everybody knows the rivalry between Lakers and Celtics. So either way, I think we get a good series here. Either way, I think we're going to get a good rating. But people are going to watch it because it's Lakers. It's either Los Angeles, Miami, or Los Angeles, Boston. The postseason might cut into that just a little bit, but I don't think too much. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this finals. I never thought we'd get here, but here we are. We are on the verge of the NBA Finals, and I don't know when it's going to, but it's crazy to think that it's been 15 months since the last finals. I've been waiting for it. I've been clamoring for it, and we're almost there. We now have one team in. It's Los Angeles Lakers. And again, credit to them because I did not think, or not that I think, but there were times this year where the Lakers looked lost. There were times this year. I remember specifically after the Kobe game, specifically after the Kobe Bryant Memorial game, the Kobe tribute. And they lost to the Blazers. And I remember sitting here like, this team, like you can go back, I did a live reaction to it. I was like, this team is not going anywhere. They stink. They're not mentally tough. And so I was worried about that. But this team found their groove. I think the bubble or the time off helped them a lot. I think the Kobe Memorial, I think Kobe passing away, as sad as that was, I think this team rallied together. I think this team bonded together. And now, oh boy. And now, and yeah, they're getting on Czech here for his guarantee. And now, and it looks like Czech's not going to get fired, by the way. People are just going to look at Czech like, all right, whatever. He says whatever things, and then we move on. But this Lakers team, they bounded together. They rallied together. And they made it through. And they beat Portland after they lost game 1. And people were freaking out. Remember, after game 1, there were people thinking that the Blazers were going to sweep the Lakers. But the Lakers won it. The Lakers won 4 straight. And then you had the Houston series where Houston won game 1. And everybody thought, oh my gosh, the Lakers. There were people that thought the Lakers were going to lose that series too. Lakers won that series, I think, in 6. And then this series, and the Lakers won game 1 right out of the bat, which made it easier for them. And then they won game 2. And after game 2, I think you pretty much knew it was over. Even though you worried a little bit after game 3, but after game 4, you're like, okay, they're probably going to solve this. But now it's just about beating. Now it's just about making sure that Denver does not come back like they've done so many times before. That was the one thing there. Can't think of much else to say here. Sorry if I bored any of you guys. Oh shoot, did the thing go out? Oh no, it's still going. Okay. My computer's freezing here. Gosh, hold on. Okay. We gotta wrap things up here. I think soon. Okay, the thing's still going. Great. I want to make sure this doesn't get blocked because I'm not doing anything illegal. But yeah, this is this Lakers team. They did it. They pulled it off. LeBron James, 10th NBA Finals. Anthony Davis' first NBA Finals. A couple other guys have been here before. Now they get a chance. Dwight Howard's gonna be in NBA Finals in 2020, which is bizarre. Frank Vogel, who after the rough time he had there in Indiana, I thought he's now gonna be in NBA Finals. The Dallas Stars, by the way, have won Game 5. They've scored a game-winning goal. The Dallas Stars have won. The series is now Tampa Bay is now up 3-2 as we head into Game 6, which will be on Monday. So Game 6. So Monday is going to be a big day. We got the NFL. We've got no, we don't have Game 6 there. Okay, but we have the NFL. We have Ravens Chiefs, and we have Game 6 here of Tampa Bay at Dallas. So that should be fun. Goal Stars 3, Lightning 2. Final score in double overtime. Yeah, congrats to you, man. Dallas survives to live another day. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I was hoping I'd have more to say. I was hoping you guys would comment more, but I guess there wasn't that many people commenting. I guess there were many people that just saw me and were just like, this guy's boring. But whatever. Ryan Russell asked, did LeBron pass MJ tonight? I still don't think so. I feel like you need the 6 rings before I can do. But you know what? He's an all-timer. For the first time in 10 years, the Lakers are NBA Finals bound. Last Laker to lead the team to the Finals, Kobe. The newest Laker to lead the team, LeBron. LeBron and good night. LeBron is one of the players who 10th NBA Finals. Yeah. So, shout out to them. And Denver, I think Denver might have their time, although if LeBron James is in that conference, and as long as LeBron James is LeBron James, then it's going to be hard for anybody to compete with it. But maybe they'll need another super. MJ will always be the GOAT. I agree. MJ is still the GOAT to me. MJ is still and probably will always be the GOAT. But I think if LeBron won 4 more rings, I would reconsider it. If LeBron won 4 more rings, I would not deny it. But I think it's gonna be tough trying to. Because all right, if he gets his 4th ring here, he's still got a couple more to go. But LeBron is a top 5 player without a doubt, and he's done a great job this year. He's done a special job. And you know what? LeBron doesn't need LeBron. You don't need a regular season MVP. Just have the Finals MVP, and I think you'll be good. That's it. That's it for now. Who do you think will win the East? I think Miami, because Miami's up 3-2 here, but Boston could pull out something tomorrow night. So yeah, that's it. That's all for now, guys. You guys have any final comments or final questions? Denver, the first team in playoff history to overcome 2-3-1 deficits in a single postseason. They won a playoff series in back-to-back years for the first time since 85-86. And you know, Jokic, Murray, Harris, Barton, and Porter. Who knows what's going to happen with Paul Millsap, but everybody else is under contract here. So Denver's got great MJ will obviously go. So Denver still has a good future here, but as long as LeBron James is still in this conference, it's going to be hard. And as long as LeBron James is still great, it's going to be hard for anybody to beat this Lakers team. And Mike Malone with a Justice for Elijah McClain shirt on. So you commenters can have fun with that. That's it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to this channel and you like what you see, make sure you subscribe down below for more content just like this every single day. We'll be back. I don't know when. We're going to have an NFL reaction tomorrow, so we'll definitely have that. We will have, if the Heat beat the Celtics, we'll have a reaction to that. Thank you guys for not ratting me out, because again, I did nothing wrong. This is not illegal. But yeah, this was a whole lot of fun to do. And the Lakers pulled it off here. The Lakers got it done in the 4th quarter. LeBron stepped up. LeBron led the charge. And the Lakers are now heading to the NBA Finals for the first time in 10 years. All credit to them. Shout out to them. MJ never lost in the finals. That is important. MJ had some tough opponents, and he never lost. All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow for NFL and maybe Heat Celtics Game 6. Thank you, Siren. Thank you, Z-Vision. Thank you, David. Thank you, Niso, Lawrence. Thank you guys all for being here. Congrats to the Lakers heading back to the NBA Finals. LeBron heading to his 10th Finals. And the Lakers heading to another Finals for the first time in 10 years. Bye, guys.